It is really good to have a warm hoodie on. A few of you who were at the service this morning noticed that I was a little bit chilly. I thought I had dressed for the weather, but I failed miserably, and I was sitting there at about 9:30 and starting to literally shiver. Some of you offered me Tom's coat, but I refused. Anyway, I'm happy to share a little bit of my message that I offered this Sunday morning with you on the screen. Reminds me of those Zoom services we had to do over the last few years off and on because of COVID. And boy, I don't miss having to talk into a screen. And I will tell you that what I really savored about this morning is just the way that we roll as a community church. I used to be part of congregations where weather was always a pressing matter, and we had to check the radar every hour on the hour on a Saturday afternoon to make sure that it wouldn't rain on a Sunday morning for an outdoor service. And if it rained, even drizzled, or even overcast or cloudy or ominous skies, that meant that we would have to cancel because no one would show. I'm pretty sure we had over 100 people on a pretty yucky, miserable, and sort of awesome weather morning down at the beach. And so kudos to the community church and what we are about here together. Tom and I took a replay on an old sermon series that we did last January that many of you appreciated, which we called the Spiritual ABCs. And so we chose the letter S for today. And my original S was a different sermon. But then arriving this morning and knowing what the weather was and kind of sensing the energy in the room, I changed my sermon at the last moment to talk about S is for shameless plug. And so I gave two shameless plugs this morning to two groups that I care quite a bit about. The first was a shameless plug for Beacon Place. Now, Beacon Place is a wonderful organization that serves families in Southeast Waukegan, and I'm proud to be the chair of the board of Beacon Place in a capacity that I've served as chair for the last several months. I was trying to explain to my daughter Hannah yesterday what it means to be the chair. And at 9 years old, she said to me things like, well, does that mean people sit on you? And I thought, well, when you're the chair of a board, that does sort of mean that people sit on you occasionally. But no, I said it's sort of like you're the leader and you're also kind of the servant leader of an organization. We talked about what it means to be a servant leader. But jokingly, Hannah said, well, if you're the chair, what does that make Mr. Dickelman? And then she paused. And then she said, is he the rocking chair? I love that girl. Anyway, to serve as the chair of the board of Beacon Place is to be in a lot of meetings and do some behind the scenes organizational work. But I was up at Beacon Place yesterday for a wonderful carnival sponsored by Isto Advisors, which is Chris Fisher's firm, who's a member of our board and a great friend to the community church with his family for many years. And I was happy to be part of the Beacon Place Day, serving families and being part of a barbecue and a carnival for those kids and those parents who came up in Waukegan yesterday on a beautiful and hot Saturday afternoon. But every time I'm at Beacon Place, whether it's for a meeting with the board or for an event like yesterday, I am reminded of one sort of startling and ominous and important and motivating fact about the families that are served by Beacon Place, which is this: 100% of the kids who come to summer programming at Beacon Place, 100% of the kids who come to summer programming at Beacon Place during the school year would receive 2 free meals a day. Now, if you know what that means, you know that many kids who are living at or near the poverty level in the state of Illinois or throughout the country would receive a free lunch at school, 1 free meal a day provided by government subsidy. But 100% of the kids and the families who are served by Beacon Place, those kids during the school year receive 2 meals a day. That means they live in an everyday reality of such food insecurity that they receive a free breakfast and a free lunch every day during the school year. But then school gets out, and families like ours plan their summer vacations and get kids in camp and plan when they're going to have some time to get away. But families in the community that live around Beacon Place have some economic challenges ahead of them because those free lunches are no longer available. And when school is out, that means that there are some tough decisions to make around the kitchen table most every day. So I'm proud to be part of an organization like Beacon Place that tries to meet the need and fill the gap, where over 250 kids will come Monday through Friday during the summertime, starting next week, for the summer lunch program and for education enrichment, where they will receive a lunch, receive a meal, and then get some groceries to take home, in addition to being part of some great summertime education enrichment and activities. And I'm proud to be part of that program, very proud of it, and part of our community church's longstanding history with Beacon Place. I'm very proud of that too. But it just reminds me that if I can make a shameless plug, it's to get involved at Beacon Place this summer. There's a new way to get involved, an easy sort of couple double clicks, and you're going to be signed up to take part in a morning shift, an afternoon shift, or an evening shift. Or you and your family can take the plunge to serve an entire week together. Great way maybe to pull the kids out of camp for a week and take advantage of what Beacon Place offers volunteers to get involved up there. I can send you that volunteer link if you send me an email or shoot me a text or give me a phone call. I'd be happy to get you plugged in, as so many of our community church members are already. So my S is not really for a shameless plug. It's for service. Service is at the heart of what it means to be a follower of Jesus. Service is at the heart of what it means to be a friend and a member of the community church. And we take service seriously. And so Beacon Place is one of those ways. My second, though, shameless plug is for a group that I've been part of on Wednesday mornings, a group of dads, grandfathers, fathers, and young guys. We call ourselves the Stealth Service Squad. There's 3 more S's, Stealth Service Squad. We meet on Wednesday mornings. We've read a couple books together. We share a bit about our lives. We ask for prayers. And one of our goals in the next several months is to get involved in service in our community. And we don't want to be flashy about that. We don't want to make headlines or get any attention. We're really trying to just quietly, and as one member of our group calls it, stealthily serve our community. So if you know a need, if you know of families who could use some extra meals, if you know someone who could use a visit, you know, someone who needs some yard work done, if you know someone who could just use a hand or just someone to talk to, there's a group of guys that I am part of on Wednesday mornings that would love to help. So let me know if you might know a need in our Lake Bluff or Lake Forest communities. So it seems to me that as S is for summer, as we're looking out, even though it's a chilly day, looking out into many warm days ahead, I would just encourage you as a family, as an individual, as a community, as we plan out our camp schedule, as we plan out our family schedule, as we plan out our vacation schedule, plan out a service schedule. What are the ways in which we can serve? What are the ways in which we can reach out to those who are underserved in our communities? Because as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, my favorite writer, Anne Lamott, says that there are 3 things that every one of the world's religious traditions has in common. 3 things that they preach. Number 1, you reap what you sow. Number 2, be still, be present, be aware, be in the moment, be here right now. But number 3 is take care of the poor, take care of the underserved, take care of those who could use an extra hand. That's what it means to be a follower of Jesus. That's what it means to be a member of our great community church of Lake Bluff and Lake Forest, that showed up for each other, that showed up for families over the course of the last several months, when many families in our community have needed it, and we'll continue to show up for each other in ways that I can only imagine. So S is for service. And reach out to me if you are interested in either serving at Beacon Place this summer, or if you have a way in which our Stealth Service Squad can be part of serving your family or the families in your orbit. Have a great rest of the weekend. Have a great week ahead. Looks like it's going to be warmer weather. Enjoy. We'll see you next Sunday.